Yeah. Woo. Oh, there it is. There it is. Wait for it.
It is. Now, Mr. Benson, I think that you might not be muted in Discord. That's my...
Oh, sure.
I mean, not that I don't want more Benson. Obviously, more Benson is better than less Benson.
That's what I preach all the time. No one really takes me up on it.
That's your baseline position.
Yeah, and it just never pans out that way.
Fair enough. It simply has not been my experience. I've been enriched. Now, Precious Channel, it is I, your internet friend, Jerford K. Horcrims. And however it came to be, whatever dark path you chose to tread, it has led you inexorably to Twitch's brewing show, Acquisitions Intoxicated, a program whose stated aim and indeed successful work is to give you that which you already own. It's the art and science of brewing. I am joined, as almost always, by Acquisitions Intoxicated brewmaster Eric J. Benson, Edge Benson, Azerbaijan, the notorious EJB, commingled into a single meta entity.
I think I might make an NFT of all those names and then sell it off.
Are you suggesting, sir, that you're going to make an NFT of EJB? You want to make an EJB NFT?
Yeah. Me.
This is the hour. I mean, you want to get in and do this before the whole thing comes down.
Yeah.
That's the safe bet.
I mean, think about it. You get all 5 names wrapped up in one NFT. That's going to sell for like
I was just going to say
$5.
Put them all together. Yeah, exactly. You're saying it's going to culminate in you giving this person $5?
Yes.
What a delight. Now, Brianish, obviously, Motown Philly is back again. Right. I mean, we're all familiar.
We're all there. Yeah.
But anyway, all of those, that introduction aside, I mean, you know what it is. We adhere in every way to the hero's journey here on the program, and that means that there's a rich narrative arc that we're all going to, take part in together as a single mind.
Yeah.
Couple things. First of all, we have Black Flagon tapped. Decanted, ready to operate at the heights of brewing power.
Yeah.
But we also, my suspicion, and tell me if I'm wrong, Mr. Benson, we also have some grains to introduce to the device.
Oh, yeah. We have field liquor.
Indeed. We do? We got
the name, I don't know why, but the name hit me harder today than when we actually named it. Like, I couldn't stop laughing.
Well, no, I mean, sup, Pearl, how you doing? No, I mean, the crazy thing, right, is that it's like, so for some reason, the idea of this Platinum Dragon Bahamut and how he gets down with this frost is so ridiculous. You can't, how could you worship this creature if you saw what it got up to in the wee hours of the morning? But here, do you want to pull up the grain bill for field liquor, and we can jump in there? Movies. Thank you so much, and welcome, Ithman.
So this is the Australian sparkling ale, and it's really, really simple. But what happens is, it's all about the carbonation, and so it's really just 5 pounds of Pilsner, a pound of crystal malt to give really great head retention,
exactly,
and a little bit of flavoring, but not much, and all of the taste comes from the yeast, which gives a bready character, and the hop that we had, which was Enigma.
Right, and we leaned in wherever possible into Australiana.
Yeah, and pretty much, I mean, Enigma's an Australian hop. We have the Australian yeast.
Exactly. And it's at first, obviously, you're looking over the list and you're like, okay, I think we're reaching here saying that this is a style. But we entered into the spirit of the thing.
Oh, man. It just propagated perfectly. Like every portion of this symbolized that dragon, right? It really... The chat did not steer us wrong at all.
Indeed. Now, Demetrius X says, shouldn't you make sure there's no infection before introducing new grains to the system? What I will say briefly is that infection doesn't occur on the hot side, but I'm going to leave the rest of the description to Eric.
Yeah. So as Jerry mentioned, he's 100% right. Infection won't happen on your hot side. It's almost, I'm not going to say it's impossible because, there's always the possibility.
I mean, there are microorganisms that live on those, ocean vents, I mean, maybe that's going to come up here at some point. I don't know.
If we have infection, it's not happening in the pico or while infection only can take place once you get below 130 degrees Fahrenheit. That's where it gets introduced. So it's going to be in the fermenters themselves. So right now with Black Flagon, which we're going to drink today, there was no infection.
Yes, and so that is a good sign. That means that our entire apparatus isn't goof troop.
So this is why it might be one keg that's infected. There might not be an infection. It might have been just a bad yeast strain. It could have just been bad fermentation temperatures that produce the off flavors as well. So there's a lot of variables here that can. So you never know until. If it was 100% sour or 100% tart, then we know exactly what's going on.
No, it was actually just wrong.
Mm-hmm.
It was just wrong. And it wasn't wrong in the ways that like the beer brewer's guide is going to break down for you.
Right.
It was just off.
Right.
In a way that was difficult to actually ascertain.
Right. So we don't know yet. We'll find out as we go through the last two kegs to see if there is that same effect, and that will tell us which one may be infected.
Yeah, and certainly from that one, obviously, we have the techniques. Iodine is the big takeaway.
Yep.
We know the classic traditional ratio.
Mm-hmm.
S.A. Wells says, if iodine doesn't work, try fluorine. Neither keg nor bugs will survive. Yes, exactly. The issue is that the keg is still a physical object.
Yeah.
The keg is haunted.
Yeah. I mean, so you can go to your local brew shop, like Micro Homebrew has it on the shelves. It's called a Dough 4. It's an iodine solution. You just put 2 tablespoons for 5 gallons, or 2, I think, or no, 1 tablespoon for 5 gallons. There's a ratio.
It'll be on the side. It'll be on the side.
And that will kill just about everything. I mean, if you have, so Star San will kill lacto, but it won't kill Brett. If iodine will kill Brett and just about everything else in there.
Yeah, iodine has a reputation in the microorganism space.
Yeah.
As a death bringer.
Yeah.
Right. There's stories about iodine.
Right.
In that community.
In throughout the ages.
That's right. So that being said, it's a very simple grain bill. My suspicion is that when we see the camera on it, it's going to be pretty straightforward.
Yeah, it's a delight. It smells great, and I'm going to go put it in.
Absolutely. Vitamin, when Eric comes back, we'll crack farther in there. But the truth is that often there are a lot of infections that can be assessed very quickly. Nope. Looks like we got some. Oh, now we're back. There are some infections that have visual or olfactory cues that you can tell right away. Like a beer that's soured. I mean, even typically, obviously, if you wanted to do that, you're going to see the same thing. But it actually looks very much like spider webs, and it looks like some Shelob Queen of Spiders sort of inside there, overlapping cords and tendrils. It's not good. It's not what we want. But yeah, we got it. You can see there, and much as I suggested, Pilsner and caramel malt, especially since we're trying to deal with, we're trying to create something that is on the bright metallic side of things. It's a very, very simple construction in terms of the grains, and you can see that in there. Yeah, exactly, Ithuin. We can, if we want to worship iodine with a sacrament, a gin and tonic is probably sufficient. That's my suspicion. Iceberg, I feel exactly the same way. Field liquor. It was a great. It's like, if you know, you know. If you were in the channel at that time, we were all enriched. Lane Winry, thank you so much for the sub, and Rogue Agent, which I missed earlier.
Okay.
All right. So much as I suggested before, it's a very yellow. Malt bill this time. Now, Vitamin BP1 said, is it possible to test for infection before consumption? The types of infections we're talking about aren't really dangerous.
No.
Like, you might not want to drink it, but it's probably not going to hurt you.
I mean, here's the thing. The 2 infections that we get are used to actually brew beers.
The classic ones.
Sours. I mean, you get a Brett infection to make a sour beer.
Exactly.
You use lacto to make a soured beer. Yeah.
And what's the is it diacetyl? Is that the butter one?
Diacetyl, that's acid. That's not an infection.
But sometimes that's like in the beer lines.
Mm-hmm.
And as I was saying before, we used to head over to a local sort of brewery type thing after C-Team games.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a sour that actually tasted really good as a result of the diacetyl infection. It's the only sour I've probably actually really enjoyed. Was that it was fucked up in some way.
Yep.
So that's it. That's it. Now, so you got some product.
Mm-hmm. Look at this. This is great.
Right in there. God, look at it. Look at the top of it.
Yeah. So I was so busy yesterday. I wasn't able to get any over to Mike, but this is not a Mike beer by any means.
No, it's not a Mike beer. And it's not because it's especially challenging. It's just a very beer.
No, this is, I mean, it's coffee, right? It's roasted coffee.
Yeah, but it's not like, unlike some beers that we've done,
mm-hmm.
It's not like about coffee.
Right.
Coffee is invited, but it's not
here
the
for the
guest.
Party.
But it is not the guest of honor.
It kind of shows up with bacon wrapped tater tots, but not like prime rib.
You know, and right? that was the conversation that we had yesterday, which mm-hmm. is that this beer is a friend. This is a beer that we want to accompany us in life. We want it with a variety of foods, perhaps a charcuterie board,
mm-hmm.
right? But the truth is, it would be equally adept with little smokies.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, God, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a great idea.
Oh,
I love those things.
It's all good. It's all good. All right, here we go. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, it's still a fantastic beer.
Oh, I think that it's even better today than it was yesterday. Just in terms of the smell, this is... It's exquisite. Like, I don't want to... You know, I say I don't want to be that guy, but I'm definitely that guy, and no one is confused about which guy I am. This is out of fucking control. Can you bring the malt bill up for Black Flagon again?
I didn't have it up. Yeah.
Oh no! I told you to do the other thing. That's my fault.
So what this is we used Maris Otter as the base. So start with a bready flavor.
Yeah.
Right, and then we brought in Special B, which is extreme caramel, however you want to go about it. Right.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what that brings into this pot. So those are the two main. It's bread and caramel, right?
Right. But then
it's roasted barley, and that's where we get a little bit of the coffee coming in and the roasted flavors that really kind of hit you on the back end after the caramel taste, which was really, really neat, at least for me.
Well, no, and I think that because it's not a crazy amount of roasted barley. Obviously, roasted barley would run the show if it were allowed to,
mm-hmm.
but it's just enough to balance out the caramel in a tasteful way.
And remember what we did here too. We went with a Belgian lambic blended yeast that is going to give us lactic flavors inside this beer.
Right.
And you can absolutely taste that. I mean, that yeast strain is fucking fantastic for this.
No, it's a keeper. There's so many ways to take this. There's so many ways to take this recipe. Like this is definitely one that, this is one that I think sort of goes on the list where it's like, hey, okay, well, when it's time to do something else, like when it's
mm-hmm.
time to be brewers for real, this is one of the ones like grand opening.
Right. I want to serve this to people.
Black Flagon is a grand opening beer. Right. It's one of the ones that we offer when you come in the first time.
Right.
Like it's down in Ballard, right?
Right.
There's a lot of brick. There's a lot of reclaimed woods. We didn't add them. They were a part of the business that failed before us.
And that's fine.
And we will entrust these tasteful interior design elements to the next person.
Yeah.
Richter, thank you so much. But that's the takeaway,
mm-hmm.
right? Is that it is substantial, like that little roast underneath the caramel, and then the lambic yeast.
Mm-hmm.
Those two things sort of set it aside.
Right.
None of it gets in your way. It is the perfect combination of being comforting and novel.
Right. Exactly.
Right? This beer is never the wrong choice.
Right. And it's not high in ABV. I mean, it's average. It's 6%, right? So
Yeah, it's nothing
you
crazy.
can have a couple of them. You're not getting, plastered off the beer. So it's just I want to go to a pub, sit down with my friends, and have a toasty time. Well,
yeah, exactly.
Right. You just relax, and it's a great. I think this is a good fall beer, and leading into winter. It's when you don't want to go full stout, right?
Exactly. You want substance. That's the great combo, right? It's because it's still really, really drinkable, but there's something to discuss.
Right.
God, this is fucking murder, dude. This chromatic dragon shit is the best idea.
Yeah. But now I can't stop thinking about Little Smokies with this.
Oh yeah, exactly. Well, I'm just saying
that's a perfect combo.
You got a little bit of sweet here, but then it's roasted underneath, and then over here in the crock pot,
those things are
Grandma
amazing.
has got the Little Smokies. There's a lot of barbecue sauce in there. It's been going for a while, right? Tobias, thank you so much. Yeah, Pat the Pineapple was saying, hey, another question is how many batches were hit by the infection? Hopefully just the one.
Yeah. We don't know we actually don't know if it was an infection either.
I mean, my fantasy is that we got away with it, basically, right? Is that we got Goof Troop on the first one, probably worth rebrewing that at some point. But my hope is that we can get through the rest of this dark pantheon, and get wild. Blind Cleric, it's Black Dragon beer, so the Black Flagon product, obviously welcome aboard, but the takeaway is that, Josh, I think that you might not be muted.
Are you hearing things?
I do.
Oh,
I do. Or it could be you.
I'm muted.
Okay, there we go. I was like, it's just there's just something about like also hearing myself. It does something to my brain when I'm talking and I can hear myself. It does something to my brain. So, Blind Cleric, the takeaway is imagine it. Drawn and Courtier, right? Opening day. It's an exciting new Ballard destination for craft brews. What beers are on that initial run, right? What are the ones that sort of like, hey, these are the ones that we want to put in front of you, right?
War Priest.
Yep, War Priest is in.
And Jim's Velvet, but Black Flagon is like literally just went up to the third in line.
Yeah. So obviously War Priest, Velvet Cape, Black Flagon, Secret Stash.
Yes, I was just about to say that. What do you think about the old nut ale we did? That was
Secret Stash. So now we have a solid brown in there. I mean, I hope Field Liquor is like our, like, because if we're gonna do our pills, we're gonna do our bright, drinkable, bubbly thing. Like, it's got to be our version of it.
Right.
Who wouldn't love it?
I still want to come back to that idea that we had. Remember when we went to the herb garden that one night and we were going through the garden and they were showing us all of the stuff they were going to put in the meal.
No, it's that chocolate mint.
That chocolate mint. I still want to try that.
We can still do a pills with chocolate mint, and I think it'll be a success. But remember, we actually have a concept for that. It was the
Did we?
It was the Acquisitions Incorporated like job fair beer, where they roll in, and there's some local herb they put in there. Right. That's the one. Brianish says, what about Trevor's barley wine? Doomgate dark wine is incredible.
Oh yeah, that was
if we wanted to have something on the heavier side, the truth is that's actually quite rare to see a barley wine at a brewery is quite rare.
Well, I think you do that as like a special winter release, right? Like,
well, yeah,
we're going to do it, and we're going to put it in a cask, and we're going to have it on a beer engine.
Hiring bonus, says S.A. Wells. I knew it was some kind of bonus. I was like, signing bonus? No, that was their collabo with two beers. Yeah,
because Welcome Home was the PAX beer that we thought of, and that didn't. But that was a lighter beer, right?
Yeah,
it wasn't.
No, it's true, Jack. Thank you so much. Now, but for me, I mean, that's the thing that excites me about it is that, you know, as we're sort of traveling through the year, I mean, it's probably bad business. But we're always going to have we're always going to have our classic taps that are available, right? And so, maybe having a range that is truly seasonal is maybe that's not like a strong plan.
Right.
But it would be really cool to do that correctly.
Right.
To sort of like travel the year. And my fantasy for that is that we would be able to do, if we were doing it, right, we'd be able to do much the same as we do here, right? Which is to use that context. Like, this stuff is really interesting and cool. Some people are just going to want to drink it, and I don't even care about that. I think that that's fine. I support that person also. But that being said, it's really, really interesting. And so it would be difficult to stop talking about it, I guess.
Agreed.
Yeah. All right. Now. Simon the Digger says, popping in to say, you dorks got me to buy the entry grade RX 782 Gundam with the appropriate tools. And you also got me into brewing and general beverage creation. So this is a great channel.
Simon, congrats.
Simon. Oh, yeah.
For a world of fun.
Yeah. Hey, and don't forget, 1:30, when 1:30 rolls around, my good friend Mike Krahulik with his new document camera on a pylon,
fun.
8 megapixels. We should get a crisper. You should get a crisper stream out of it, is my suspicion.
I can't, like, I need to go onto the site, like whatever the Gundam site is, and just start picking out some Gundams to get, because I really want to try that now. I'm like, I get to build models without painting and gluing. Like, this is amazing.
Oh, yeah. I guess I didn't understand. Whenever I saw those boxes, I got crazy intimidated. Right. Because I was like, that's a lot of glue. My mom had gotten me like a Robotech model as a kid, and I put it together so poorly that it basically ruined me for models until I was an adult. I was so ashamed of it. Yeah, it was like it was in its Battleoid mode.
Yeah, I used to love doing models as a kid, and like just like planes and car, like all that stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Hey,
like all the testers stuff, right?
Exactly right. Josh was saying that you guys had found some water settings or something.
Oh yeah, I was going to get into this in a little bit.
What is it?
So inside of Beersmith, you can actually go and check water for specific places. So you can check.
Shit.
You can. Is it coming through? Can everyone see it? I think it's on the right one. You can check for the like calcium, magnesium, sodium, sulfates, chlorides in all different places around the world that they put in. And so like we have Seattle. So we know we have on average around 17 parts per million calcium. Our magnesium's at 1, our sodium's at 4. So what's really cool about this is, let's say we wanted to make a German style beer. We know that we have to put in enough calcium to get up to 75 from 17. Same thing with magnesium. 1. So this is where normally you like when you're brewing, you really don't have to care this much about water. But once you get to the granular level where you really want to experiment and get flavors.
Well, remember the brewmaster for 2 beers described this part as essentially dark magic.
Absolutely.
Like, this is the BIOS. Like, this is the going into the BIOS and screwing around with settings of beer. Thanks, Doomsy.
Right. And so and this is an easy way to figure out what you want to do. Well, now the funny thing was,
the cities. Look at Better Than the Cities. I love these base style ones, but then they have specific ratings for specific beers if you're trying to dial something in. So look at Murphy's.
Right.
Every one of those Murphy's beers, down to the style, is customized.
Right. Exactly. So that's pretty cool. The hilarious fucking thing is, so see Latham, New York and Latham, New York Water District. That's right next to my hometown.
Right.
And they're supposed to have some of the best water in the world. And it's on this list. Like, I didn't put that in there. Right. And Waterford, that's right next to my hometown too. And it's like calcium. That's like a town of like 2,000 people, and it's on the list.
But statistically, it's actually quite strange.
Right. And so they're on these lists with these big cities like LA, Seattle, Portland. And then you have these little tiny towns of Latham and Waterford. And I fucking love that.
Wild.
Just because I'm a nerd and it's
well, Mad ADs is sort of revealing the end game.
Yeah.
Like the level 40. This is when you're ready for end game content.
Yeah.
Eventually you get to the point where you're drinking just the water. Like that's
it.
That's the true. That's your the finale. Form. Exactly. When you just drink water.
Yeah.
Instead.
It's like, why are we devaluing this water with beer?
Yeah. Spiny Bark, Waterford is in Irish Town. I have been there.
This is Waterford, New York, and it's still full of tons of Irish people.
Well, yeah, I suspect.
There are 4 Irish bars in the span of 2 blocks.
I was just going to say, yeah, exactly. I think that the two things are probably connected.
And my favorite one, my buddy's friend owned, it was called Kielties and or Kelties, and it was just a great little spot.
Good spot.
Yeah.
All right. Well, here I'm going to pull up. I already have the poll thing ready to roll, so it's time for a new metallic, I think.
Mm-hmm. Jack, you grew up in Watertown, New York? No shit. Very cool. Didn't know that.
Yeah, so we have a few of the big classic ones: bronze, brass, silver, and gold. I think these are the good top tier.
Yep.
Good top tier first draft pick choices for the Chromatic Dragon games. Oh, hey, so check it out. In terms of if you are interested in knowing what we tasted today, perhaps you have just arrived. Fear not. Wow, that is a very transparent poll. The hell's going on with that?
Woo! You want to see it all?
Yeah, I guess. Very weird poll. Any suggestions you have, Josh? I'd love to hear them. But the takeaway is that we tried Black Flagon, the Black Dragon themed beer, and we liked it so much that I think that it's essentially like in the high. It's in the Olympus of our offerings. It's incredible. Yeah, I'll try a different skin, Josh. No problem. And I can just reuse it. Okay, I'm just going to relaunch that poll. Hopefully it'll be visible this time. No, why is it so opaque? Wow, this whole page is goof troop, actually, Josh.
It's not working?
Let me reload it.
It's just
Yeah, pop culture, polysite, we can always discuss licking in whatever level of granularity
agreed
you'd like. I mean, this is a place for you to enjoy, place for you to unfurl yourself, and if that involves discussing licking fields, we're not going to stop you.
Right.
Certainly. No, we're not licking any Gundams, I'll tell you that much, Simon the Digger. That's not what we're doing.
Yeah, that's for later. That's
now
for different times.
Now you've gone fucking crazy. Yeah. All right. Yeah, this other profile does seem to do it, but that looks nothing like that. That really does not look like the template I've chosen here.
It's close. I mean, you can still kind of see it, right?
That's the main thing. We're gonna project through. Oh, zero yum yucking going on here. PCPS. I mean, again.
Oh, so to note, if Silver Dragon wins it, Polaris is in stock at Micro Homebrew.
Oh.
and that could play into the wintry because it's a wintergreen hop, right? Mint
True.
and everything.
True.
Food for thought. Not saying that's not a vote influencer. That's just I forgot to mention that Polaris is around.
Oh, so last time you were over at Micro Homebrew, they were like, "Hey, we got some crazy shit."
Yeah, it's great. It's like Polaris is in, Lemon Drop is in. You know,
were you able to get your mitts on Enigma?
Yeah.
Okay, so they had it.
Yeah.
Because it was an open question when we were goofing around last time if we were able to get our mitts on that Australiana hop.
Yep.
Silver Dragon. So let's pull up some Silver Dragon.
So Silver Dragons are regal, lawful. Their breath weapon is freezing cold, and they live in mountains. They're smart, and they don't fight unless they're provoked, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is like you want to meet a silver dragon. You're like,
this is a bro, yeah, and that's like this is that entity. You meet them polymorphed,
yeah,
and it's like they've been helping you for 20 years, and
right. And he's like, "Oh, I see your beer is pretty warm. Let me cool that off for you."
Yeah, exactly. Just
right?
like Grip, or you get up, you got to go to the bathroom. They're maintaining it.
Right. Exactly.
So yes, Lawful, I do like. Mm-hmm. Lawful makes me think German purity law.
Oh, that's a fun way to look at it. Sure.
Right. That makes me think, what if we just go classic, straight up mountainous beverage. Yeah, Gwathdrag, Mist Dragons, Crystal Dragons, or the Gem Dragons, like I suspect will arrive at these eventually. Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's true. Kindled Sky says Silver Dragons want to meet you. There's more silver half dragons than any other type. Yes, that's true. This is the classic tale.
So
yeah, Richter says Lawful, perhaps a smash. I mean, that's one way to do it. That's one way to get at the like strict regulation, right?
Mm-hmm. So I would say, oh God, do we have to?
No, Gwathdrag, it's single silver dragons in your area. Even the smell of Black Flagon is out of control.
So let's say if we want to go like with a German beer here, let's go with a couple. We're not going to do a lager with this one.
Nah.
So let's go with just a straight classic German ale.
Mm-hmm.
We can go with a Weiss beer or a Weizenbach.
Ooh.
Now, a Weizenbach is a strong, malty, fruity, wheat-based ale combining the best malt and yeast flavors of a Weiss beer, pale or dark, with the malty, rich flavor, strength, and body of a Dunkel.
Oh my God! Okay, so it's really good.
No, yeah,
yeah. I mean that's.
And we're gonna ferment it not as a lager, but we're gonna do it. If we ferment it, we're gonna ferment it as a
ale.
Ale.
Okay, well those are both sturdy, trustworthy beverages there. I can see that glass being hoist at that lonely mountain inn, right?
Right, exactly.
What else are we thinking about?
So we have the German ale, the Weissbach.
Yeah, Iceberg says like a Czech style Pilsner. I mean, I can see that too.
That's fun, yeah. Actually no, because we're not going to lager anything.
Oh, true.
Well, only because I can't lager more than one beer right now.
Because you can't do it reliably, right?
No, I just can't do more than one right now.
True.
We're not in the office, so. If we're not doing German, what else else do we? What else is a good? Actually, so do we want to go in? Is there a different characteristic that we want to kind of go with for this dragon besides lawful?
Right.
I mean,
So
regal.
so those are the classic ones there, right?
Yep.
Let's pull this up here. Let's get the full meal deal on this. Highly intelligent. Okay, so what's the classy?
I kind of like an old like a British golden ale would be really fun.
Learned.
It's not bitter, so we wouldn't do any of those.
Let's see. Yeah, the book club. Yeah, Polaris is on the docket, Beckenbauer.
So if we're doing a freezing beer instead, like if we go freezing.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
If we want to go that route,
like a beer that we iced.
Well, no, not iced, but like the freezing concept, like a wintergreen mint.
Yeah.
We could go with the pre. No. I don't want a lager.
We're not doing it. God damn it.
Actually, no, it's fucking a lager too. God, I don't want to keep. I need something that's not a goddamn lager.
Yeah, I mean, when we have the actual freezer, things are different.
A Kolsch.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, yeah, Orion Rogue literally said Kolsch as you said Kolsch.
Oh, nice.
Kolsch is exactly right. Kolsch is flawless. When we were out of town, I mean, obviously it ended with me in the hospital.
Sure.
But before that,
pre-hospital.
Before that, there was a cute little brewery in this super small place, and their Kolsch was a real comfort.
Ooh, I like that. That's a fun border you have around that pole.
Oh, hey, look at this. Oh, so I think that Josh, did you choose a new one there? Because that definitely wasn't one that I have, but I love how it's visible.
It's very floral.
Yeah, exactly. It's floral. It's earthy.
Yeah.
I'm loving to see it. It's got that firm border.
Love it.
Yeah. No, it's good stuff. Yeah. So the Weizenbach. Little. It sounds like a Weizenbach's a little.
Too tempting.
Bigger. Well, I think yeah, but it's a big. It sounds like it's a big beer.
Mm-hmm.
I should just get. It's like I often think about the glassware that I had in Germany that was just common in Germany, like the mug, but with the raised circles around it.
Absolutely, they're fantastic.
Yeah, I was just like, I think about it all the time, and it's such a source of joy.
Yeah,
and it's like you can purchase these.
Absolutely, they're super cheap.
It's just a cup.
So, like for me, I love McSorley's in New York, and if we ever go to New York, I'll bring you there. But you go in, and it's one of the oldest pubs in New York. They serve light and dark beer. That's what you get. That's your choice.
Oh man, that brings me joy.
But they serve it in these 8-ounce Libby mugs. So you order, if you go with a group of 5 people, you order like 40 beers at a time, and they come out and they slam them on the table, and you're just pounding through these beers. But I love those mugs so much, I ordered like 40 of them.
Oh, Angus says they've been there.
Oh, fantastic.
Demetrius says that the Z in Weizenbach is like the TS, or it's like the Z in pizza. So we are slowly learning.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to be.
No, we're slowly learning.
Language.
We're slowly learning these German consonants one by one.
Yeah.
So Weizenbach.
Okay.
A little hiss. Weizen.
Where the hell is Christian when you need him?
It's working hard, I think.
I know.
Trying to make it through this fucking Corona shit.
Weizenbach.
All right. Now, so we got this dialed in. This is great news. So now that we know the Weizenbach, now it's time to regulate in a lawful, respectful way the rest of our ingredient. And that means I need my list.
You do need the list.
Okay, so for our Weizenbach.
Okay, so let's talk about ABV.
Mm-hmm.
So this is your friendly, local neighborhood silver dragon. He's just hanging out. You know, you might meet him at a pub, and you might not even know.
Exactly.
So the ABV is anywhere from 6.5 to 9%.
Oh.
So is the 9% where he's hiding?
I think the 9 is the dragon.
Right. And the 6%
is your buddy.
Yeah, he's like, hey guys, just have another. The 9% is when you piss him off and you provoke him to fight.
Yeah. But that's the range. We have our polymorph, this is just an elf that you know.
Yep.
Your drinking buddy, right? He's ready to put these back with you.
Right.
What? It got screwed up again?
It's coming.
It's not loading.
There we go.
Did you see it actually just took a while? And so it's doing that even on my dashboard. Mm-hmm. A bunch of these aren't loading up. So I think it actually has to do with where they're hosting. Mm-hmm. It has to do with their image hosting, not even what we're selecting, right?
Yeah. Oh, don't get Dr. Brain. Don't get me started on Shadowrun. Goblin. I was upset. Nothing happened on Goblinization Day the other day, and
nobody dealt with it.
Just didn't happen, and
nobody handled it. So they want. It looks to me just from what I can
getting it wrong every time.
From what I can assess here, it looks to me like it's right in the middle.
I think that's great.
Well, they want something that exists in that middle space.
I think that's fun. That's like you hanging out at the pub with the polymorph dragon and then realizing it's a dragon.
Yeah.
It's like, oh shit, that just hit me.
There we go. Oh, so Cloudflare has got performance issues, right? It's been weird. Yeah. Yeah, isn't it cool? Isn't it cool that we built a global network based on the idea that data had to be able to move absolutely from place to place without getting held up in any particular place.
Right.
And then the monopolization of our electronic place resulted in like philosophically absolutely backwards ramifications for the internet. Right. It's amazing. I love it. I know you might think I'm being ironic, but I'm saying it's the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are right in the middle there.
Okay.
6 and 9 are not winning.
Yep.
So we go right in here at 7.5.
Okay, I love it. Okay, so how do we want to do this in color? Because it can range anywhere from 6 to 25 is the average.
Wow.
Right? So what does that mean when thinking about this dragon?
Yeah, it's up to us, right? So if we do 6, 16, or 26, I think that we've got really solid slices.
Yeah. So like, I feel like when you go 6, that's dragon form, right? Right. It's like that's where you're at, the silvery dragon point. 26 is its hidden qualities, right?
Right.
But God, 16 is a great. I mean, all these are great.
It's a great. Well, they're all great colors,
especially
right?
for this type of beer.
Yeah. My question. Let's see. So in terms of SRM, what I'll be curious. I switched that that entity, Josh, to the other one, and so now it should pop up correctly. Thank you very much for the tip. Yes, obviously the edible glitter would be a profundity in this place. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they keep leaning into the duality angle, because the truth is that's actually going to make a great. It's going to make a great product. It just is.
Whether there is glitter, yeah, pyro.
Well, no, Neon Graveyard, what you do is like you set it up sort of like a shot where you just have some aluminum foil and you lick the foil real quick and then you go, right, that's the classic.
See, pyro, I mean, glitter would actually be cool at the 6 level as well. But sure. I think they sold out of all the glittery stuff. So
yeah, and they didn't go back for more.
No, it was novel.
I see.
And I wouldn't want to do the glitter until we got back into the studio, so we could all kind of,
Man, so are they trying to set me up with a runoff thing here?
I think so. I think Josh is behind this dirty deed.
It's fine. Here, watch this. I can set this up just right.
Okay. Oh, God. 6 is coming in strong.
It is 6. All right. You beast. Give that a try. You proto that, but that's where you're wrong.
Wait. You switched it? Oh, hold on. Let me go back then.
That's where you're wrong.
I didn't know you reset it.
Well, I mean, I am nothing if not reasonable. If you beasts don't do it. Don't do it. Don't engage in this kind of behavior.
It's not right. It's not healthy.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's going to be like Half-Life. We're just going to keep having it and it never actually goes all the way down.
Right.
We're going to find ever more granular interpretations of the number 11.
Yeah.
Nah, they're looking for the 6. They want the number of the beast.
I get it.
And that's fine. I respect it. No, the number of the beast. Obviously, we're talking about Dungeons and Dragons here.
Mm-hmm.
A known satanic context.
Had a big problem.
Yeah. It's chock-a-block with devils.
Right.
All right. Now, so Ibu, I mean, my guess is that a Weizenbach is not going to be. My guess is that a Weizenbach is what, 15?
15 to 30.
Ah.
So it's there the hops are there to really kind of just satiate the malt, or and just balance out the malts. They really don't matter as much.
Yeah, a lot of German beers aren't about. They're not about, at least the classic styles. Obviously, Germany has microbrews like everywhere else, and they're executed at a very high level.
Mm-hmm. But that's the hop part of traditional beers is not really the focal point. Mm.
That's a resource, right? You don't go for 80 IBUs.
Right, exactly.
That's the limiting part, right? That's the premium currency. That's the Smurf berry of brew brew manufacturing, right? That's like best value.
Yeah. So if we want to say like 15 on the hop, so that's going to make it sweeter.
Yeah.
So that's like, God, how does that relate to this dragon? 30 is the breath weapon, where 15 is more of.
Well, in either of these cases,
15 I feel like is I have a quest for you, and
yeah, exactly. That's like you're meeting them in the inn,
right?
Yeah, so much of this, like I can very, very well picture this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Beckenbauer says, even though Germany doesn't do much high IBU, crazy high alpha hops are from Germany because industrial breweries want to be more efficient, get the same bittering, less hops. Absolutely.
Listen, we're not arguing your alpha hops.
Your ways.
we get it.
Yeah. No, it's potent stuff.
Yeah.
Neon Graveyard says, a silver dragon's lair has gentle winds that act as a constant feather fall effect for non-evil creatures. Is that anything? So this is the silver dragon's field licking?
Yeah.
It's their cavern is a bouncy house.
I'm okay with this. Yeah, this is the kind of beer you can drop. Just catch it slowly.
Yeah, with ease. Yeah, helium infused. It's fizzy lifting drinks.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah, see, they want this in encounter.
Right. I think that's fun.
That's the fantasy, and that's what they want. By God, and that's what they're going to give. And that was a knife fight, though, between 15 and the middle option. But again, this is just like they're waiting at your favorite table. It's like your friend, you've known them forever, right? You grew up with them. Turns out it's a dragon. So,
okay. So here's what we're going to do first. We are going to determine how much wheat we're going to put into this beer.
Yeah.
Because that's how you do it. Technically, the bottom end is 50% wheat.
Jesus.
The top end is 70%.
We'll do 50, 60, 70.
Because then we're going to balance it out with either Munich or Vienna.
So this is the percentage of wheat. Now go into, I mean, I think I know what that means. We're talking about something like a literal shredded wheat biscuit, like that wheat sweetness, but it's pretty structural also, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're getting light flavor and a creamy head. You are getting that wheat taste that is prevalent in all the wheat beers you've tried.
There's nothing else. Like, there's nothing else to call it. Like, you just have to think about wheat.
Yeah,
a mini wheat.
It's light and creamy.
So that's good. Yes, Simon the Digger, this is precisely what we do here. This is what we like to do, is try to figure out how you can tell a story inside of a cup.
Mm-hmm. It's we've never described it like that, and I think it's a really cool way to put it.
Yeah, I mean, that's arguably we're the best at it.
Yeah,
because I don't think anyone else is this weird.
No,
they're just not weird enough to do it. And that's on them. They're missing out.
We're just the only two nerds that like
because we've gotten, in addition to the fact that we've frittered away, we have meaningfully stuffed the hours before death.
Yeah.
We also ended up with a lot of beer. So
yeah,
worst things have happened. Oh, yeah. Neon Graveyard is dishing up more Silver Dragon lore. It's got +11 to Arcana and History. This dragon tells the best stories. Yeah, it's because
that's great. Neon Dragon. Yeah.
Silver dragons are genuinely interested in people.
Right.
Mortals.
God damn, I want to play RPGs again. I can't wait to be in person with people playing RPGs.
Yeah, I want to do my.
Oh,
I want to do my Black Company.
That's going to be amazing.
Low magic.
I am so psyched for that. Like, that is just going to be a delight. I'm literally going through all the Black Company books again, just because I love them.
Oh, hey, Ryan Rogus has a point of order. That's a lot of wheat. Do you need rice hulls for the pico with gluey prone malts? We've been okay.
No,
there's multiple screens.
Yep. Because we're gonna split it. We're gonna put in some Munich and either Vienna or some Pilsner. That's gonna just come back and.
But no, with the Pico Z, we haven't experienced issues like that, even with rye.
Yeah. Doesn't happen. The Pico Z it's so unfortunate because the Pico Z was their ultimate model that has no issues. And it's a really great machine.
Kindled Sky says, hey, if you guys are hyped for Black Company, check out Band of Blades. It's explicitly an RPG about playing in a Black Company sort of scenario.
John Harper's a good friend. Or John Harper did the Blades in the Dark, and he's an awesome dude. But
it's the nose for me.
Absolutely.
It's the nose for me. So they're looking for, they want that right in the middle as well. So this is also balanced. So the duality reigns supreme.
Mm-hmm.
But that's also cool because it means that we have another 40% to balance that out however we want.
Okay. So, let's get some German wheat.
Have you guys checked out the Mecha Hack by Absolute Tabletop? I don't know what that is. Hack? The Mecha Hack Absolute Tabletop. Okay, let's take a look here. Well, I see that it's available as a PDF. Oh, okay. Made with the Black Hack. What is the Black Hack? OSR lineage stuff. Oh, okay, interesting. Yeah, there's quite a few mecha options actually for the enterprising role player these days.
Okay, so next, what we want to talk about is our secondary base. Do we want to go with a Vienna malt, which is going to be lighter and more pilsnery? It's full-bodied in a golden color. Or do we want to go with a Munich malt that is going to give us a nuttier flavor in the beer?
Oh man, I think the whole poll system is dead.
Oh shit, really?
It's true. It's okay. I got another way to do it. We're gonna have to sign in as Penny Arcade though.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on a sec. Ta-da! We got there. Manage poll. New poll. All right. So give me those choices again. We got.
Do we want to go with the Vienna malt, which is going to be lighter and golden in color and body? Or do we want to go with a Munich malt, which is going to give us a more malty, nutty flavor?
Okay. Here we go. New pull. So yeah, it's about crisp. It's about crispness over body, I think, basically,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. If I think that I have put a poll up, I mean, you tell me. Now, of course, I mean, unfortunately, we can't do it on mobile just because we live in a broken world. But you can go up and open up the up at the top of the chat there. You can pull it down, or maybe it's fixed. Oh, Septel. All right, now that makes sense. Interesting. And so it's actually put an overlay over there on the left, and it doesn't have its background either.
Yeah.
Fun. Well, I'm glad to hear it, Beckenbauer. But this is quite clear who wants what. So I think we're going to go with the Vienna here.
Great. Okay.
It's not me breaking things.
So technically, we're kind of done with this.
Yeah, with the malt guts of it, right?
But we could put other. We could put other.
Do we want exactly? So now that we have this, it's all balanced. It's like, you know, we're meeting them. They said they have something to tell us, right? Is this where we put in the surprise?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And what is that like?
I don't see it being a dry edition or something like that. I definitely see it as being something a little novel on the grain side.
Darker versions of this beer have toasted malt, bread flavors,
really
optional caramel.
Yeah, so we could go with surprise. So the surprise, nothing. Like it might just be that we have it dialed in, and this isn't the time. Like this isn't when the revelation occurs, or we have we have one of these other options in there, right? Because again, the vast majority of this is made up of the grains we've already discussed. That's going to be most of what guides it. But is there something novel or surprising in there about this encounter? I think is worth considering.
So we could go one of two ways. We could do a biscuit malt, which is going to give us a toasty, biscuity flavor, or a victory malt, which is still going to keep a golden flavor, and give us a little bit of nutty taste to it.
That's victory?
Yeah. But biscuit is going to give us a biscuity, bready, toasted flavor. And that's typically used in a lot of Box and Oktoberfest as well.
All right, perfect. Poll activated. Here, I'll be right back. Hang on.
Okay. So, I mean, we really can't go wrong in either of these choices. Or we could say, did we do a none? We did nothing. Okay. Nothing is fine too. I mean, traditionally, we wouldn't be putting anything else in this. So I think more of the victory malt is, at the end of the quest, right? You go back to the dragon at the inn. Question mark is now, fulfilled, right? But Victory is definitely going to keep it more golden. Oh, check. Okay, it's still up. Sorry, I'm trying to look at the poll, see where we're at. But yeah, so I think if we did go with biscuit, that's great too. It's just gonna give us a interesting bread flavor, especially depending on the hop we choose. Because we could go with a traditional German style hop, or we could go out of the hop range and go to something completely different. Especially like we mentioned with a Silver Dragon, you can go with that Polaris hop and say that's the Frost Breath, right? So you've got a couple options there.
All right. Victory. Actually, right now,
I can't really see the poll, so you gotta have to guide this one out.
Victory just pulled ahead.
Okay. Victory.
Yeah, that's gonna be a neat back end for that, I think.
Okay, so what did we say our wheat malt percentage was?
60.
60. Okay. Oops. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, tasty.
All right, now let's talk about hops. The first one I'm going with is Polaris because I like it for the cold breath.
Yeah, well, exactly. We like. There's a lot of reasons we like that. Cool, the crisp aspect of it. I mean, what's the full complement of Polaris hops flavor? Here we go.
Fruity, citrusy, spicy, and winter mint.
Yep, another German classic. Oh, it's a derivative of Huel.
Yeah.
Okay, so it must. So once they hit on that mint flavor, then they took it by the reins, right? Mint, pineapple, and what they describe as menthol, so a cooling sensation, right?
Yeah.
Because mint isn't really on the chart that you use to describe hop flavors.
Right.
So that's a novel mutation.
Right. And I think that's kind of neat with the cold breath.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the first one.
Yep. I'm going to build another poll for you.
And I think we can easily put Saz on this list.
It would work, yeah. So give me the Saz classics.
Saz is going to be earthy, herbal, and spicy.
So they both have a herbal component.
Right. What do you think about God, we could do Northern Brewer, but
classic.
I like the thought of either Hallertau Mittenfrüh. I'm sorry, I'm gonna crucify that one. Or Hallertau Blanc, which is passion fruit.
Is great, yeah.
Passion fruit, grapefruit, pineapple, lemongrass. Like that is inviting, right? I think that's the one. That's the third, I think.
Okay. Pull up. The poll is up.
Hey, great.
Hercules. Now, that's not a hop I'm familiar with, Beckenbauer. I love the K. I assume that's a German hop. No. Some winners there. I love the bed all this is going to rest on, though. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, me too.
That's lunch. Right? This is a precious, wholesome beverage. Hunkules, ho. Ho, ho, ho. Oh yeah, I mean they're gonna go right along with you, man. They're looking for that. They want that novel crispness. God, that's gonna be crazy.
With what?
Well, just with the rest of our bed
I,
here.
I can't see the poll, so I don't know what the
Oh
hell's
no,
going
no,
on.
Polaris is what is.
Oh, okay.
They're not fucking around. Yes, that's true, Tobias. If you want to vote, you want to engage in a democratic act, you just got to go up to the top there, right above chat. Hit the arrow.
What did
open
we
it up.
say our IBUs were going to be?
The IBUs that we have are 15.
Okay, perfect.
So it's chill. It's chill.
It's chill, baby.
There you go. Polaris, mint and fruit. No, yeah, Orion Rogue. We won't need much of that. I mean, luckily we've got Pilsner fantasies that involve Polaris as well. Oh, Simon, it's all right.
Okay, so let's talk about our yeast. We're going to do two different kinds here. First, we're going to go with the German Weiss yeast. This is going to give us the clove and phenol characters that we kind of want to see in this beer. It's full and earthy. This is the traditional yeast we would use.
Okay, hey, my poll thing just came back. So hook me up with that yeast one more time. Sorry about that.
Okay, this is the Spanish. This is the German Weiss beer, Weiss yeast. It gives us the clove and phenol characters we want.
Oh, okay.
It's full and earthy.
Interesting. Okay, what else you got?
And we can go with a German ale. This is going to give us a crisp, dry, and mild finish.
Oh, see, we like this too.
Yeah, so this is a tough decision, but both are going to take this beer into different directions.
Yes. And I think that both of them, these sort of express that the duality we've been fucking with the whole time too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Both winners.
Like the German Weiss yeast is the full dragon. Like this is dragon form.
Yes.
The German ale is the
cloak.
Shape-shifted. Yeah.
Polymorph.
Yes. As they say.
While this is running, obviously, I mean, we actually had to stop playing ATO last night because it was past midnight. But holy shit, man.
I can't stop thinking about that game.
We got to a very, very good place. I mean, they're putting in lots of changes fast. It's running kind of hot right now. They had to patch. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, it was fucking up. It was creating more desyncs and stuff.
Oh, okay.
But I thought that we were fucked. But one of those two fights there in the second, in the lava zone, I thought we were fucked.
I want to get through this run that we're on, and now that we know we can get through the lava zone pretty okay, I want to go get that wizard.
Well, the main thing is we got a character. Like that's why we're in here. So whatever we get out of this is cream now. Beckenbauer says, "How are you doing the temperature management for top versus bottom fermenting yeasts?"
Well, for the bottom fermenting yeast, that's lagering, so we're throwing that in the refrigerator at a specific temperature, and you lower the temperature bit by bit as you age it.
Yeah, it hits certain thresholds, and you just keep dropping it, right?
Yeah, you lower it down a couple of degrees every other day.
So for it to do its dark work.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, the Weiss yeast just came out on top.
Wow, that's interesting.
This is going to be rich. Like this is going to be a brothy experience. I love what I'm seeing.
Fantastic.
Well, Major Death, trust me, we haven't gotten through the lava yet.
I just
think now that I've said it's been a great run, of course. That presages a certain amount of doom.
Been a hell of a run.
But the main thing is just to keep, especially using those community rewards, keep getting those divinations so that you're unlocking cards that you can bring on future runs.
Mm-hmm.
So starting the run with cards like Camouflage, at least for Andrin, the amount of the DPS, Camouflage and Scavenge.
Oh, that was amazing.
If you can start out with those two,
yep,
you can maintain like what I would describe as an offensive level of DPS.
Yeah. I still have to figure out how to build out Magnus properly.
Well, we have to figure out what tanking means for our group.
Right.
Like, we didn't really understand that Evelyn, a big part of Evelyn's job when she isn't like melting faces, is just juicing the party, right?
The more times I can transmission Otis, like, the better.
Yeah.
Right? He has so many card pulls.
It's the vice. Now, gathered friends, it's time for the next phase. Traditionally, it's the naming. So we got our full build. We love everything about this. Mm-hmm. We have this is that fateful moment where you meet someone that you love and trust, and then a door cracks into a world you could never have imagined. And this is the drink version of that. So What do we call this thing?
Ooh, good question. God, that is a great question. Silver Dragon. Oof.
Right? Yeah, Silver Gullet. This sort of thing, like
Silver Lining.
Pub or inn sounding names. I love it. Is Silver Lining one of them?
Yeah.
Oh, that's exquisite.
Lawful Good Company. Cold Comfort's already been done. Paladrot, yeah. Chilling in the Lair, nice. Silver Tongue, that's a good one.
Ooh. A lot of winners in here. Yeah, right. I agree, Branish.
Awfully good, yeah.
Times, what is this?
Cloud? Oh. Wow, times. Silver Flagon, yeah.
You goose.
Sliver of Hope, yeah.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it, Spidey. Oh, hey, can we take it while we're typing these in? Can we take a peek at the Pico?
Sure.
See what that fluid is transforming into in there.
George, flip it.
Let me take a look at the. Yeah, it just looks like corn.
Yeah.
Like
corn.
And the truth is that that's about the level of that color is basically what we're trying to get to anyway.
Exactly.
Silver bar. Here we go.
Quest complete. Yeah.
What's inside the Pico Beckenbauer?
Our gentleman. Nice.
Ooh. All right, give those a try, people. That's Field Liquor. Beckenbauer. That is the platinum dragon Bahamut themed smelting. Sophisticated. Unfortunately, I put the poll up already around Rug, but I want you to know that I saw it and I appreciated it and I respect it. Let me let Mike know that we're coming up on it here.
Mm-hmm. There's a couple. couple dead heat here.
I know. We may do a runoff if it's going to be like this. If they're going to engage in this kind of behavior.
Right. God, this is, Kentucky Derby's happening all over again.
No, it's back. Here, watch this. I'm going to hide the poll from the overlay. I'm going to reuse.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Now focus your efforts. Channel, get it dialed in. Of course, now here at long last, at the end of the stream.
At the end of all things.
Poll's working great. We got it going on.
Fucking
doing
Gandalf.
A second round of
the goddamn Eagles at the end.
Yeah. Wait, you mean Gwahir, King of the Eagles?
Yeah. No, I'm saying Gandalf riding in
bros.
At the final moment,
I always loved it.
It is like the most heated debate amongst anyone in the Tolkien universe, I think.
Yeah, I'd read something that was really interesting where it's like, because Gwahir and his bros are there up on Mount Doom grabbing people, right?
Yep, right.
And I had read a thing that it never occurred to me that there were 3 eagles sent because one of them was for Gollum.
And
I was like, that is the most beautiful sentiment.
Right.
That's the most beautiful sentiment
I
can imagine.
Yeah.
Like that legitimately moved me.
Well, I mean, yeah, there's forgiveness of,
Well, yes, exactly. And it's like, but it's exactly right. Yeah, it's just powerful shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nevermore, you know that I'm ready. Gary Whitta and not that Will Smith. I reach into my bag, I get a weapon of my choosing, and I put men in the ground.
You're saying it's a weapon of choice?
Yeah, if you will. We know the
Christopher Walken is just going at your house. Around. Yeah.
Now, it turned out. It happened.
It's Lawful Good Company. Yeah.
Lawful Good Company.
Yeah, I like it.
So good. So good. What a delight, folks. Yeah, and it's true. So if you are one of those creatures who does enjoy the occasional golf battle, know that we have removed all assistance.
So proud of you.
So it is naked. Every putt. Raw.
Yeah, it's great.
But no, Grimsworth, I'm glad that I developed the art and the science of UGFT because I've tried to live that way in my own life.
On a daily basis. I walk down my stairs. I'm like, UGFT.
I have tried to live my truth the whole time, and I can deliver some real results. You're gonna see more of it. Now, well, it would appear, gathered throng, as though we have basically rocked it, gotten all the way to the end, defeated the final boss, and now it's time for my good friend Mike Krahulik to activate his document camera and deliver an unprecedented Gun Plus stream. If you're looking for a talented, skillful man to assemble a tiny robot for your very eyes, we offer it. That's one of many services we offer here at Penny.
You don't get that too often. I mean,
no, it's true. It's true. Ryan Rogue says, "Hey, Jerry and EJB, thanks again for another great Tuesday. Really helped with the whole year. Hey, look, we're glad to have you out there, man.
Yeah, don't worry, it helped us with the whole year.
An endless supply of cool expert advice. You are an absolute resource in the channel. It's always great to see you out there. But yeah, we're going to pass this on to my good friend, Mr. Krahulik, who will seize the channel momentarily. Until next time, thanks so much for rolling through. Now, were you thinking about trying some golf? I got to do a bunch of like bank stuff in the afternoon. Like
I'm gonna hit golf after Mike.
Okay, kick ass. So there's going to be some golf coming up here after the Gun Plus stream at 3. So buckle in. Lots more content to come. Until next time, we'll see you.
Cool.